Hi guys, it is Moderator Monday and I'm Carody and I get to talk to you guys today about one of my favorite resources from Masterbooks, which I know is going to come as a total shock to you guys that it's Writing Strands. It's the teaching companion that goes along with the whole Writing Strands series, getting the most out of the Writing Strands program. And this book has done that. It has helped me to get a lot out of Writing Strands as we use it, but it's also helped me in my teaching and in all of the subjects, really. Why do I love this book so much? Let me just count the ways, literally. Number one, it's helped me to praise more and criticize less, which is big for me because I tend to be a perfectionist and I tend to be really critical of myself and of my kids. So when I see a piece of writing that they have done, the first thing that I usually see is all the mistakes. I see the missed commas and I see the run-on sentences and the proper nouns that should be capitalized. And I see all of those things and they jump out at me. And so those are the 10 things that I tend to comment on first when I read their writing. I see those things and I'm like, oh, this needs to be fixed and that needs to be fixed and we need to work on this. And so that's the thing that's helped me with the most is just praising my kids and praising their writing. Hi, guys. Number two, it is inspirational and it is practical. So which is big. I love to be inspired and I love philosophy and theology and all of those things. But when it comes down to it, I need real help in teaching them to write and I need practical tips. What can I do to help them in their everyday writing and everything that they write? So I'm going to walk you through a little bit, just through the contents of the book. It's divided into 4 basic sections. The first one is how to use a teaching companion, which I actually refer to quite a bit. It's short, but I go back to it often. It's like rereading your mission statement when you need to be reminded of the long-term perspective. And I'll read a quote from there for you guys because it's really helped me. The second section is part 1 is Writing Strands, Understanding Basic Writing Techniques. And the third section is part 2, which is Reading Strands, Understanding and Evaluating Literature. And so that helps you with the Reading Strands weeks. And then the fourth section is the appendices, which I use a lot, and I actually let my kids use that section too. All the sections in the back, they come in handy for grading and evaluating their writing. So I'm going to read you a quote from the How to Use the Teaching Companion section, and it's on page 5 if you have the book. It's down at the bottom. It's called Helping Students Write. It says, there are some things that students need that you can give them. They need to feel good about what they do. Making your students feel good about learning to write is not hard to do. When they write, they put their hearts on a page. They want to learn and to please. As a teacher, you are in a great position. Find something wonderful in what the student has written and ask him or her to read it aloud because you think it is so beautiful. Now the student will feel good about what has been written. At this point, rather than point out all the things that are wrong with the paper, you can show 1 or 2 ways to make it even better. Focus on only 1 or 2 at a time to avoid overwhelming the student. Read that one rule and explain how it works. Help the student apply that rule to the writing. This will demonstrate how that application will improve that sentence. Now read it again and compliment the student on the sentence. Your student will be encouraged because of your praise, and also because your feedback is not just devoted to listing lots of errors. If you take this approach, your students will look forward to writing. They will not be afraid of making mistakes. They will learn the rules as they apply them to their writing, and they will feel good about what they are learning. And the most important benefit of all is that they will learn to love their language. So I go back and reread that one a lot because I need that encouragement. Kick in the pants is what it ends up being most of the time. Also on page 8, it's in the section where it's talking about the drafts. It's in the Writing Strands section, rules for drafting and formatting. And it talks about the first rough draft and what you should look for there, the basic things. Then it goes into the second rough draft, what you should look for there. And then in the final copy or draft section, it says, remember, nobody can write a perfect paper. However, as students learn to write, they can substantially improve. Keep a list in your Writing Strands book or a separate notebook of the problems that you and your student will solve in the future. They cannot all be solved this week. I underlined that. It will be hard, but it is important that you have patience with misuse of apostrophes until you get to them. One problem solved each week will, in 2 years, produce quality writing. So that's hard for me because I just want to solve all of the problems right away in their writing. But so that's why this book has encouraged me and inspired me in my teaching. So I listened this weekend to Dave Marks, was the original author of Writing Strands. And he did a workshop a long time ago at a homeschool conference. And he gave an analogy using apple pie. And so his apple pie analogy, he said, how would you feel if you made apple pie and you served it to your family and everybody sat down and ate it, and then your husband said, oh, okay, this, it's really good apple pie. I just wanted you to know, like the edges, where you have the thumbprints kind of around the edges, those could probably be more even. And like the slits that are on the top that you made, there should probably be more slits in it. Also, the bottom, the crust, the bottom of the crust, it was a little bit soggy just in the middle. So, if you could fix that next time. And also, he just kept picking at it. He said, would you ever make apple pie for your husband ever again if he did that when you made apple pie for him? And I went, whoa, no, because I struggle to make something a second time if I get one criticism about it being a perfectionist. So I took that to heart and I was like, whoa, okay, I need to write this down. I need to share this. So his question was, would you ever make apple pie for your husband again if he criticized it as much as you criticize your child's writing? So I'm going to keep that in mind as I correct their writing. And I hope this has helped some of you. I know that there's a lot of people using Writing Strands. I would highly recommend getting the Teaching Companion if you do not have that. I wish I had more time to talk to you guys about this, but comment if you have a question and I'll try to answer those tonight. And I look forward to moderating with you guys, talking to you guys, and I'll see you guys later.